Sleep paralysis is a phenomenon that has puzzled and frightened people for centuries. But fear not, by the end of this video, you'll have a better understanding of what sleep paralysis is and how to cope with it. So let's get started. Welcome to the channel, folks. My name's Fola, and here on Deep Mind Squared, we talk all things magical practices and altered states. And in today's video, we're going to dive into the intriguing world of sleep paralysis. And this was a recommendation from one of the viewers, so thank you so much. We're always open to hearing your questions and talking about topics that you're interested in. So what exactly is sleep paralysis? Sleep paralysis is a state between wakefulness and sleep where a person finds themselves temporarily unable to move or speak. It often occurs during the transition between wakefulness and sleep and is accompanied by vivid hallucinations and a feeling of pressure on the chest. In medical circles, it's known to occur as hypnagogic or hypnagogic hallucinations. Though sleep paralysis is not actually harmful for many who've experienced, the fear and discomfort is very much real. To understand sleep paralysis, we need to dive into the science behind it. Our brains go through various sleep stages, including REM or rapid eye movement sleep. During REM sleep, the brain is active and dreaming occurs. Sleep paralysis happens when the body enters into REM sleep, but the brain wakes up, leaving the muscles temporarily immobilized. Now that we know what sleep paralysis is, let's explore some common triggers. The major contributing factors are identified as stress, irregular sleep patterns, and sleep deprivation. Other factors include sleeping on your back, certain medications, and even a history of sleep disorders. When researching about this experience, I came across material that suggests various ethnic groups are more prone to sleep paralysis. My theory is that the myths of various other cultures permeate the sleep time, and so experiences of sleep paralysis tend to have a link to various spiritual beings from these cultural groups, such as attacks from jinn or the old hag, which is known to sit on the person's chest during the moment of paralysis. These could be perceived as dark, or we could perceive them as the teachings from the spirit world of shadow, meant to expand our awareness into more love. Personally, I've had only a handful of sleep paralysis experiences and hope to normalize this often frowned upon phenomenon. I think it's important to share. My first recollection of sleep paralysis would be about 15 years ago. I'd been spending time watching videos about the famed occultist Aleister Crowley. And one night I crawled into bed, and before I knew it, I was asleep, except my eyes were open. I realized I couldn't move my body, and at that moment, Crowley walked into the bedroom right through the open door. I tried to move, but I couldn't. And he made his way to the bed and sat next to me. I remember looking up with my eyes unable to move, and then he just began to gently caress my arm and smiled at me with the most profound love. And just like that, I was awake and it was bright as day inside the room. The other sleep paralysis experience was in the daytime. I decided to have a quick nap in the guest room. And when I woke up from my pleasantly delicious nap, I realized that I couldn't move my body, though as much as I tried. Almost instantaneously, I began to feel and see myself being pulled through some sort of portal vortex. As this was happening, this fear overtook me, and it felt as though I was entering into what someone might call hell. There were some really dark energies present, though they didn't really seem malicious. I remember praying and asking the angels, asking Jesus to support me, and it was as if I was being shown this polarity of experience of both the light and the dark. The sensations in my body seemed so real, and it felt horrible not being able to move and have control. This lasted only a few seconds, and then I was back in my body and must have fallen asleep. If you've ever experienced sleep paralysis, you know it can be a frightening experience. But fear not, there are strategies to cope with it. Establishing a consistent sleep schedule, managing stress, and creating a calming bedtime routine are just a few ways to reduce the likelihood of sleep paralysis. Another way is to look into your spiritual and ancestral gifts. Perhaps in your family line there are gifted dreamers. What have others in your culture or your ancestry done to mitigate nightmares or difficult sleep dream experiences? The reasons for sleep paralysis may be tied to a spiritual awakening of some sorts. And so speaking with a trusted spiritual guide or coach to explore what these messages may mean can guide you towards deeper understanding. Journaling and meditating, of course, about your experience can help you gain clarity and uncover deeper insights through the free flow that takes place during these activities. In some cases, sleep paralysis may be a symptom of an underlying sleep disorder. And if you find yourself experiencing it frequently or it significantly impacts your daily life, I invite you to speak to a sleep specialist or your primary care team. And there you have it, the world of sleep paralysis unveiled. Remember, you're not alone, and there are ways, both practical and energetic, to manage and cope with this phenomenon. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more magical content. And until next time, folks, sleep well and dream peacefully.